Hello everyone and welcome to the first installment of Kindleflame Testing Tutorials. That's the name I'm going to go with for now until I can think of a better one. Because there's really no better way to describe it. This is a tutorial for my Minecraft minigame, Kindleflame Testing Laboratories. So, yeah, I suppose we'll get right into it. The reasons why I'm doing it, first off, I suppose. So, the reasons are essentially that I've changed the game mode a lot since my friends have played it, since everyone's played it. I've made a lot of additions. These towers on the corners, which probably use a little bit more spiffing up, but I'll get to that later. All of the ores in the map, you can see that iron ore there, the gold ore over there. Obviously the portals, the golden portals, whatever those might be, who knows. There's been a lot of changes, and well, the person I was testing it with last said that it was kind of confusing, very difficult to understand off the bat. So these tutorials are going to be to help you guys understand exactly what's going on here and basically comprehend why I did what I did with the code of this game. So the first class we'll be reviewing is the Warrior, or Knight kit. Fun facts, this was the first class added to the game, but it's had a lot of revisions recently, so I suppose that'll be a good place to start. It has special ability and everything. Let's get right into it with the overview. Okay, so here we are in the lobby, and as you can see, the Knight kit, top right, it's the first kit added to the game. It and the Archer kit were the only two I had for a while, but they seemed a little boring, so I added a few more and revised these to look almost nothing like they did originally. Well, kind of. Still has the armor, the sword, everything like that. But anyway, when looking at the items, you can see the classic iron armor. The chest plate has projectile protection, which is very good against arrows, as a lot of the more difficult enemies in this game do have bows, like the mage or the ranger or those darn skeletons. I'm pretty sure they're called the fire archers, whatever they are. But those guys are tough. So the chest plate definitely assists with that. You'll also notice that we have the jump boost effect, which isn't a very powerful buff. It really, you can't go up more than 1.5 blocks. As you can see, I can use the stairs here to demonstrate. I can't jump up 2 blocks, but I can jump up 1.5, so yeah, it's not the most powerful buff, but it does add a little bit of mobility on the battlefield. The rest of the items in our inventory right now are a sword, a banner, and golden apples. Now, you guys might know what 2 out of 3 of these items do. Golden apples heal, sword does damage, but what does the banner do? Well, we'll get to that a little later too, because this is where it gets complicated, this item here. Let's go on to the arena and move on to the abilities, I guess we'll call it. Okay, here we are in the arena. Now, I have reorganized my inventory so that the golden apples come before the banner in succession of my sword. And this is for a reason that we'll get into right now, in fact. So, the banner basically just gives you the resistance effect. How it does this is not by left click, not by right click, you press Q. Whatever key you have selected to drop items is the key you press to activate this special ability. So let me go into game mode 0 to best demonstrate this. When you throw it, it takes one banner out of your inventory, but for 5 seconds, that's what I'm talking about, the archers are evil. But for 5 seconds, you get a resistance effect. Does not prevent knockback, but it does give you resistance. You see? Not taking damage from the fire or the arrows from this little... Darn you! So it's a very, very good item. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it can also save you from a proc. Don't quote me on that, and I wouldn't recommend trying it either, but I'm pretty sure it can. So, the golden apples, I'm sure you just saw me, eat it to regenerate hearts. One thing you might not know about the golden apples is that they make you very vulnerable. Very, very vulnerable, especially in this game mode, above all else. I'm going to go and create again so these guys aren't harassing me. But when you start to eat it, it slows your movement, and it makes it so you can't knock back enemies by hitting them. So, in essence, if you're on the battlefield, you've just taken a whole bunch of damage. You can run back a little, maybe get to here or somewhere else. You won't get very far, though, and if you try to eat the golden apple there, you will take lots and lots of damage from the enemies just coming and, yeah, let's get him, he's weak and eating a golden apple, yeah. You'll probably take more damage than the apple will actually heal. So one of the better uses for this banner is actually in defense. Obviously it's resistance, but more specifically defense when you're eating golden apples. It gives you reprieve. So if I activate the banner after taking a bit of damage, I can eat the apple and then continue fighting. And I have literally just gained more hearts than I originally had while taking all of this ridiculous damage, which is getting too ridiculous. Thank you. So when you're on the battlefield, you can be in the heat of everything, activate the banner, eat a golden apple, continue to swing. And it'll give you the absorption hearts, it'll give you the regeneration, everything that comes with the golden apple, except you don't take any extra damage. Okay, so let's move on to the second item in your inventory here, the golden apple. I'm going to explain to you guys why I suggest you move the golden apple before the banner in your inventory for this reason. It's because if there's, you know, a big battle going on around 3/4 of this arena, and you've damaged a zombie, right? And you want to get one of those big, hefty procs where you just go swinging, going crazy, and everyone dies right in front of you. Well, people are going to run away from you when you get a proc. That's just common knowledge. If someone gets a kill, then you run away from them because they will kill you next if you're close to them. So, what you can do is fake it out. Just fake them. Just trick them. You can start munching on a golden apple when you're at full HP, and you can actually do this. You don't need to be hungry or take damage. All you have to do is start munching on it. Let me just demonstrate this with proper, I can just start munching on it, not finish eating it, so it's still in my inventory. I don't lose the golden apple, but it looks like I've taken damage and I want to eat it. Now, I did accidentally just eat it there, but what are you going to do? So when they see this, the other players, they're going to be like, oh, he's weak, and he didn't activate the banner. That means he's a moron, and we can go kill him. This is why you don't want to scroll over the banner when you're getting to your golden apples. You want to have them right next to your sword, ready to swing, and ready to trick people, basically. That's one of the best ways to trick people in this game. Make them think that you're dumber than you actually are. And of course, once you don't eat the golden apple, switch your sword, kill the zombie, everyone will already be coming for you, and you know, they'll want to kill you, and you can just exact your revenge. I think now it is time we move on to the very last section of this tutorial, positioning, where you want to be on the map to best utilize your kit. So let's get right into it. Now, some of my favorite positions to be as the night kit are actually either in the middle arena or on these little towers over here. Being in your spawn or near the off places over there near the health packs isn't really helping your team because the Knight kit is, as you would think, a frontline hero. They have the banner so they can survive, the golden apples so they can survive. They can take damage. They're basically a tank. So what you want to do is take damage for your team because there's no team killing. Don't have to worry about your teammates punching you in the back or anything. You can be on the front line and just tank up all the damage, let your team do the rest, and do as much as you can in the meantime. So that's why I like to be in the arena. Now, I like to be on the side islands just to rack up points, basically. No one really comes over to disturb you on these side islands when you're getting kills on the fire archers or the other monsters which spawn over there. Now, granted, you're not helping your team as much when you're in here, but it is getting points for free, basically, and so long as you don't die, it's fine. It's completely fine to be doing that. As long as they have good control over the rest of the map, you probably won't be disturbed. Now, hanging out in spawn, regardless, is just useless unless you're protecting, on the rare occasion, a engineer who's coming back to smelt ores. That's the only reason you'd want to be in spawn as the knight. Otherwise, you should always be on the battlefield, getting golden apples from the chests, restocking your supply in the spawn, or just fighting. That's the only reason you should be in the spawn, either to restock or protect your team. Well, I'd say that was a pretty successful first tutorial. Sorry my voice was a bit wonky. throughout the video, but, you know, it's early in the morning. It's, you know, it is what it is. Fun fact for those of you who are still watching, today is actually my birthday, which I wanted this day to be the first day which marks the beginning of this server's use, because I did create it so that my friends could all have fun on it and play together in a slightly competitive game. I will be taking feedback from anyone who plays it and says that it's too hard or too easy or just kind of boring. I will add features at your guys' whim. Just tell me and I'll do it. But I did create the server so we could all have fun, so if you guys want to play, just message me and we can certainly do quite a bit of that. Love to play with you guys. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next tutorial when we'll be going over the Archer.